Hello everyone, Cool1177 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at probably the rarest set of 2021 so far, the LEGO Spring Lantern Festival set. Now, since you guys don't know yet, I've actually started my review for my LEGO Bookshop set, which I know came out in 2020, but I'm actually only halfway done with that, and I'm totally going to stop working on it because I really want to build this set. This set is so beautiful, so awesome, and I already have a place for it in my city, so I'm super excited to get to do that. But we are going to be taking a look at this amazing set today, which comes with 1,793 pieces and retails for 120 bucks everywhere around the world as far as I'm aware. Now, this is super rare because my store only got 5 of them on release, which is today, January 10th is when it released. And when I woke up this morning, they were completely sold out and were on back order for 60 days. So I'm super excited to get this one because it is so rare. And if you have gotten your hands on it, let me know in the comments down below and let me know what you think about it. But today we're going to be taking a look at it. This one sits on 1.5 base plates, and as far as I'm aware, is 100% modular. So I'm really excited for that, but I'm even more excited to building it. But I just wanted to show you guys some of the box art and some of the characters. We've got some awesome torsos right here. We've got an awesome translucent character right here, a bowl, and some awesome characters with some very cool torsos that I've never seen before. And also, this box art is just so cool. Very different from that of other sets. But you guys probably don't want to hear me just talking about the box. Of course, you want to see me get into the review. So let's get right into this set. Let's go, guys. So here is the first minifigure in the set. It appears to be just some nice little touristy guy with a nice sweater torso and a glasses face there. His accessory is a little camera there, quite simple. He also has some slick black hair, and he does also include a alternate face, which I'll show you here. And that does not include the glasses. It's just quite simple smiley face there, nothing too crazy. And again, his torso printing continues all the way to the back and on his arms, which I really like. I like the colors that they did, and I like that they didn't skip out on the arms because it is quite a simple idea of a torso, but it just really turned out well in this final minifigure here, which I really like the torso they chose. But now let's get into the next minifigure. This next minifigure is this female here, perhaps a mother of the children that we'll see in this set next. My favorite part about her is probably her torso. It's a very unique color with some very unique printing on it, and I really like the use of the hair that they did as well in black. Her accessory is this orange phone, and there is something quite nice about it because it does have quite a bit more detailing on it than most phones that LEGO releases have. So this one has some text bubbles on it, and it's just a really nice color and overall fits this character. So I'll show you the phone here. Take her off her stand. And this is what I mean when the phone is very detailed. It's just a really nice phone print, and I'm very happy that LEGO chose to do that. This next minifigure is probably one of my favorites in the set because he has so many cool elements, including his food bowl there. I'm not familiar with the culture, so I'm not sure what food that is, but I like that it includes the bowl, that food, and a spoon. I'm also a huge fan of his torso, especially since his torso printing continues all the way to the back. That's just a nice detail, and I'm happy that they didn't just not include that. He also does have some back face printing, which I'm a really huge fan of this back face printing. I know that they normally use it as a grossed out face, but I'm thinking they're actually using this as him just eating, which I really like the use of it because he might just be eating and walking. So that's what I have him displayed on in the actual set. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorite minifigures. He just has a lot of detailing, a nice face print, and of course the accessory is probably my favorite in this entire set. This next minifigure is this child figure, and he is probably one of the more detailed minifigures with a very detailed torso with a monkey print on it. He also has a scarf, and he does have a little staff build there with perhaps a lantern in it. I really like the build for that, and I like that they used the scarf backwards to make it look a little bit more different than previous scarves. He also does have an alternate face with a little bit of a sad face. Not sure why we would have to use that, considering he is in a very fun environment, and I don't think you could really be sad in a place like this park. But he's probably one of my favorite minifigures as well. I kind of like all the minifigures, but this is definitely a really good minifigure with a really nice build on the side there. This minifigure is a young girl minifigure, and she comes with a bunny with some roller skates on it. I'm not too familiar with the bunny, to be honest. It has some nice printing, but I'm not sure why there are roller skates on it. You guys will have to let me know in the comments. I really like this girl's torso. I think it's a really good torso, especially with the pink and the blue arms. I think it's a really nice touch. But my favorite part of this minifigure is probably her hair. This is not a hair that we see quite often in Lego, and I'm really happy that they used it in here because it is a very cool hair piece there, and I just really like this minifigure altogether. The next minifigure is a very nice minifigure, which is this female teenager, perhaps, early 20s maybe, and she has a nice sweatshirt torso. This is probably my favorite torso of the entire set, with that 2021 with the bull logo on it. That's a really nice torso, but it gets even better when you bring it to the back, and you can actually see that there are some hood detailings with some horns on it. It's very nice detail and nice touch that they didn't need to put on. And while we're back here, you can see the detailing on the phone as well, on the selfie stick. Just so much detail into the phones in this set. I really like that. I haven't seen that much, and I'm sure that they've been in other sets, but it's just a really cool detail. And the selfie stick is also a nice touch, and where I have them placed, it makes a lot of sense. But now let's get into the final minifigure. And this is the final minifigure in the set, using the same torso as far as I'm aware. And this is a very simple minifigure. I'm not a huge fan of him, to be honest. The hair is quite common, the face is quite common, but I do love that torso, love getting it a second time. He also has a very interesting drink build. I believe that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure what he could be drinking out of that, but it is a nice, unique build style. I've never seen it before. And again, we can see the printing on the back of this sweatshirt, something that we don't see quite a bit, but this is just a very simple minifigure. I wish they would have given him maybe a more unique color of pants, because this blue is quite common, and I'm not a huge fan of it on this minifigure. But now let's actually get into the full set. So, of course, you guys don't want to hear me talk about the minifigures all day, so we're going to move into the actual set, which, as you can see, it is quite a large set and quite a beautifully intricate set right here. And the first thing I want to point out is how easily the minifigures fit into this space. I have all the minifigures in here, and I still have room on this front path here. I put one of the minifigures on the side here, which you guys can't see, but there is the perhaps citizen with the bull and everything. He's sitting there, which I really like. But of course, all the minifigures fit really nice in this space, which makes me really happy, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to fit all the minifigures in the scene. I know with a lot of the hidden side sets, which I'm looking at right now, it's kind of crammed with the minifigures. So I'm happy that there's tons of room in here, but I wish they would have given us maybe one more minifigure, but for the price, it's very good. Now, moving into the actual set, you can see a lot of details and things like that. And the first thing I want to bring your attention to is the pond, which has probably the easiest spot to see all these details. You can see that we've got a green layer here, and then a brown layer, and then there's even a tan layer underneath it, which is so much attention to detail. And then even better, they cover that tan layer up with some translucent blue pieces and even some greenery pieces. And if we look right over here, you can see that there's even some greenery underneath the water, which the attention to detail is crazy. And while we're still at the pond, you can see back there we have some printed koi pieces. I know it's a little bit difficult to see, but I can't get the camera over there right now. There are two different koi prints on there, and they use them several times, and We also have some really nice water lily builds back there, which I really like the build for that. Very simple, but very effective. Look really good, and they don't look like they're made out of Lego, to be honest. Of course, coming across the pond is this bridge here, which is a very simple bridge, to be honest, but it's so effective. I like how compact it is, and I like how little detail they actually put into it, because I think it would have drawn away from the rest of the scene. So I'm really happy that they didn't put too much detailing into it. Now, to the right of the bridge, you can see this beautiful bull statue here, which is slightly posable with his head, so you can have it aiming anywhere you'd like. I like it aiming a little bit to the side there, just so that we can have our tourists taking the photo there. And this guy includes a lot of trans red pieces, which I really like, because they also include a light brick here, which is a little bit strange because when you light it up, it illuminates, but it's a little bit of a weird lighting. I've tried taking some photos with it in the dark, and it just doesn't look too great, to be honest. But I'm really happy that they included that piece, because it is an interesting use of that part. Now, right behind the bull, we have some dangling decorations there. And you're going to see a lot of these pieces used around the entire set, including on the exterior, which you guys can see right in the front here. I really like that they used them, and I like that they put them in the background there, because it doesn't draw away from the whole scene. You almost have to look through the whole scene to then see that. I think there might be a little bit too much with it in the background, like with these pieces on the side. I think it might just be a little bit too much. But I'm happy that they put it in the whole set, because it is cool and we don't have those pieces ever, so I really like the use of them. Coming to the left, we can see some bamboo builds, which I think were probably my least favorite part of the entire build, because they were just somewhat difficult for me. These pieces on the top are sitting on some flower stems, and it's very difficult to put them on there without the flower stems breaking or bending, and at one point I thought I had actually broke one, but thankfully I did not. Now, they're kind of tedious because they're all pretty similar in build, but I'm really happy with the final result of them, because they just look really stunning and they look like natural bamboo. Now, around this whole scene, you'll also see some rocks. We've got one here, we've got some holding up the bamboo, and we've got some to the right and a little bit further to the right. I really like that they included that, because it is part of nature. Rocks are part of nature, and I'm happy that they put it in there and they just didn't forget about them, because I feel like they often just allude to trees or things like that and not to rocks. Speaking of rocks, we do have a giant rock or hill sitting at the left of this build, which on top is sitting a hut. But first I want to talk about this rock here, which unfortunately is actually mirrored. So this piece here is also over here. So this half was flipped 180 onto this side, which I'm kind of disappointed they did that. I wish they would have made it slightly different, because once you build it, you cannot unsee it. So for you guys, when I take pictures of it or things like that and post them on Instagram, you guys probably won't notice it. But to me, it's very noticeable and it is a little bit annoying. But sitting on top of it is this hut, which is such a cool build with the maroon, the gold, and the blue. Just a very interesting color palette that they chose for it, and I'm really happy that they did it. And at the top, they also put these two rounded pieces. I think that's so cool. I'm happy that they didn't just round it off with this cylinder here, but they put on some extra pieces, and it just works so well. The use of the banana pieces in navy blue is such a cool use of that piece. I would have never thought to use that, and it's just such a cool little hut build. I believe it was 1.5 bags worth, which was really simple, and it didn't feel too bad. It was a little tedious, but it didn't feel too bad. My one complaint about the hut is that it doesn't have too much inside. It's just got that really simple table. There's a good thing and bad thing about it. The good thing is that you can fit more minifigures in there if you wanted to, but the bad thing is it's just really lacking in detail compared to the rest of the set. Now we're going to take a look at some of the smaller details, including the walkway in here. It's very worn down, which I actually really like. I'm happy that they didn't fill this in with all of those pieces or these smooth pieces, because it makes it look like people have been walking over it for years, which is very cool. I've never seen Lego do that in their sets before. And when we look out here, then you can see that they're really nicely smoothed out. So I really like thinking that, oh, this was made years ago, or this was made recently. So it's very cool and a very awesome detail. Now, while we're out here, we can take a look at the wall here, the low wall or the fence or whatever you want to call it. It's very interesting using these curved pieces here and then using these decorations on top. It's just a very cool detail, and I don't think it's too much with these decorations here, but it's definitely a cool use of them. They also include these very interesting elements with they're kind of like a flexible plastic with some Chinese text, I believe, on it. I'm a little bit disappointed that they put these in here, and I'm a little bit happy. So first off, I don't think they needed these small ones. I understand that you could like display them like that, but I think it looks sloppy. I wish that they would have just given us these longer ones or just the shorter ones, and maybe given us, you know, just some more understanding of what it is. Now, moving on over to here, I'll just grab this guy for you guys. This is sitting over in the left corner there. This is such a cool little minifigure here, minifigure statue, whatever you want to call him, with a red translucent head with some Chinese text on him. It's a very interesting figure, and I'm really happy that they included him because where he sits in the actual set was a little bit bare actually, and there he is sitting right there. It's a little bit bare over there. I wish that they didn't put him there, to be honest, because that does block the walkway quite a bit. So if you connect it to modulars, it is going to block the walkway, but I guess that's just a problem I'll have to work around. While we're here, you can see the circular walkway entrance here with some very awesome detailing for roofing. I really like that. It's super cool and super detailed. They also use these very interesting pieces. I've never seen them before, which have some dragon printing on them. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but they have some dragon printing on them. And that is just such a cool piece that I've just never seen before, and I'm really happy they used it in the set. The final part, which is almost unnoticeable, is this tree in the corner here with the pink and purple. I'm happy they included this tree here because I think if they would have put bamboo here, it would have really blocked the scene. But I wish they gave us one more of these trees, perhaps maybe over by the hut over on the other side. But I'm happy that they included this one because it does add a little bit more color. Just was wanting more. Now, just to show you the separation point, the set breaks up right here and splits the hut off. So they give you the opportunity to connect it also on this back end here in those peg holes there, but I'm gonna leave it like that. But I just thought I'd show you guys that really quick. And also we do have this wall here, which is the final part we need to take a look at. It's a much higher wall, and I'm happy that they didn't include this around the entire set because it would have totally blocked the scene. Luckily for me, this isn't going to be seen most of the time, but I do love the use of these fence pieces here and the continuation of the wall. I think it looks very cool and very detailed. I wish they would have given us something more than just the lamp over here, but I understand why they didn't. I do like that they continued the circle entranceway, but again, I wish they didn't just do this high wall. I wish it was a little bit lower, but I can understand, you know, a little bit of a change is fine too. Now, I have noticed that it is a little bit difficult to put back together, so I'm just gonna leave it like that for you guys. Let me know, did you guys get this set? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you did, what's your favorite part? Even if you didn't, what's your favorite part of this set? Let me know in the comments down below. That's all I've got for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content here. And for now, this is Cool1177 saying over and out, guys.